Tom O'Neill with Dave Karger of Entertainment Weekly. We just finished talking about Best Actor. And, Dave, you gave me this whole theory of Leo isn't among the nominees because the movie's too depressing, blah, blah, blah. You blame the movie for Leo's chances of not being nominated. You don't put him in your top 5. But come on now, you put Kate Winslet in for Rev Road, and you put her on top. You think she's going to win?
That is where I put her right now. Do I feel confident about that? No. But Kate Winslet is Kate Winslet. And I think in a month from now, I think she will be a 7-time Oscar nominee because she has 5, and I think she'll get 2 more for Rev Road and The Reader, of course. And I do feel like the Academy wants to give her an Oscar, rightly so. They also probably want to give her one in lead, not supporting. So I think if she gets 2 nominations, her better shot might be in Rev Road. I think there's a split down the middle on Meryl Streep in Doubt. There's split down the middle on Rachel Getting Married. I think everyone loves Anne Hathaway in it, but some people don't love the movie. Can Kristen Scott Thomas win? No. Can Angelina win? No. Can Sally Hawkins win if she gets nominated?
Possibly. I think
do you think she can win?
I think she's one of the few who could.
No way.
I do, yeah.
No, I feel like that's also a movie that has a real divisiveness to it. Happy Go Lucky.
It does, but just like we've seen her sweeping the Critics Awards, I think what the great shame of where all of the pundits were wrong, except I was one of the few that was putting Sally Hawkins in that 5th position, and a lot of others did early on, and they fell off. Now we've seen her sweeping these Critics Awards, which says there's a lot of #1 votes for her.
Really? But I also would remind people of Naomi Watts in Mulholland Drive.
Good point.
She got so many Critics Awards, National Critics, Best Actress, and did not get an Oscar nomination. So I think Sally Hawkins is certainly in the 7 of top contenders. I don't know if she can get in there right now. I might change my mind on that, though.
We're doing this before the SAG nominations come out. But when they do, of course, Kate Winslet will be in lead for Revolutionary Road and supporting for The Reader because the rules at SAG say that you put yourself where you want to. Now, at the Golden Globes, there's an eligibility committee that assigns you your category, and the Globes went along with Kate with these 2 classifications. SAG has to do it. When there have been odd things like Jennifer Connelly nominated in lead for Beautiful Mind, that wasn't Jennifer Connelly's fault. It was an executive at Universal inadvertently made that mistake and created category confusion. But when we get to the Oscars, you and I know that they can put you wherever they want, and they often do. And they just get a reminder list, and on that reminder list it's going to say Kate Winslet, comma, The Reader. Next line, Kate Winslet, comma, Revolutionary Road. The Reader's on top because it's alphabetically comes first. I think there's a strong chance they vote for that.
Really? You don't think in the case of someone as big as Kate Winslet, they'll follow the campaign? I mean, this isn't Keisha Castle-Hughes we're talking about, who was campaigned for supporting.
Well, Susan Sarandon in Atlantic City, they didn't pay any attention to her campaign. They put her in the other category. James Cromwell, of course, not an A-list star, but for Babe, he was campaigning for lead. They put him in supporting. There are other examples of this.
Well, I think it's certainly a possibility. My hunch is that it'll probably go the way Winslet wants, and she'll get 2 nominations. But sure, I mean, arguably, she is a lead role in The Reader. She's doing the smart thing, or her people are doing the smart thing by separating the 2 categories so she can get, hopefully, 2 nominations.
Well, we'll see if that plays out. I have a hunch that it's not going to go the way Kate wants it. Meryl Streep can win this year, can't she? It's possible. She hasn't won in 7 years, what it's been since Sophie's Choice.
Right, and if you think about it, she'll have 15 nominations, and if you're one of 5 nominees each time you're nominated, you should win every 5 times that you get nominated, and so she needs this 3rd win to have it work out mathematically with her 15 nominations. But I do feel people split on Doubt. And I think Doubt is a long shot now for a Best Picture nomination. I think even though it could get 3 or 4 Academy nominations, I think it's in a little bit of trouble. And, you know, the New York City theater purists are going to have a hard time with it. But, no, I think she's incredible. I think she'll get a lot of #1 votes.
I think she could actually win, too.
I think she could, too.
The big question, I think, is this Angelina Jolie factor. We saw her nominated by every single award last year, from the Indie Spirits to the Golden Globes for A Mighty Heart, except the Oscars. And that was surprising. She hasn't won an Oscar. I mean, she hasn't even been nominated for an Oscar. Let me back up. Since she won in 1999 for Girl Interrupted. We know they have issues with her, even when she's great. Is all forgiven now because she's saving the third world one adopted child at a time?
No, all's forgiven now because she's in a Clint Eastwood movie.
Oh, okay. Good answer. Good answer.
No, I actually feel pretty confident that she could get in there as a nominee, and the the person I worry about a little bit now is someone like Kristen Scott Thomas. So if there is going to be a late surge from a Sally Hawkins or a Melissa
Kristen's
Leo,
gonna be the one that goes. I think she's got the same problem Richard Jenkins does, and that is a very subdued performance with one big flashy emotional outburst scene that follows, and it's very good. And sometimes those actors in that acting branch like the interacting, the kind of reserved stuff, but they're suckers for the flashy performance.
So we haven't talked about Anne Hathaway, who arguably has won the most critics awards so far, and I love that performance. And look, as you know, because you were saying it when I wasn't last year, the Academy loves these younger women in the Best Actress race. And when I was saying Julie Christie, and you said, wait a second, how about Marion Cotillard? That was your theory there. And don't you think someone like Anne Hathaway, if there's not much support for Revolutionary Road for Kate Winslet, could she come in and
Absolutely, and she's got that Julia Roberts thing going for her, which is she has prospered in these popcorn pictures, is crossing over to an art house film. She is a hugely popular actress, proving her chops. They love that. So with one vote, they get the ingenue, plus they get to crown a real star in Hollywood as being a member now of the Inner Sanctum. I think she could win, yeah.
And she's a great campaigner. I mean, if you haven't met her, you
yes,
probably
I have.
have.
Oh, yeah.
She's a great talker. She's very articulate. She's very friendly. And I think each time she makes an appearance, it only helps her case.
And we know, because the Oscar voters are crazy, that they love insane performances. And if you've seen Rachel getting married, you know what we're talking about.
That's insane with a capital I.
Right. Thanks, Dave.
Yep.